Good morning. Welcome everyone to another Think Tank. If you are watching this in our Facebook group and you have any questions or comments, please type them in. Also, of course, please hit a like button. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe, as that's how I know the feedback and what's working for you guys, as well as answering any questions or comments you may have. So today we are going to talk about how to shift with the current market. I know Carl and I have said this too many times, but of course, a market shift is not a market crash, and we were due to an adjustment because what's happened in the last 2+ years has been something that's obviously not sustainable. So, with the market shift, what's a couple things you guys need to focus on? That's what I want to talk about today. So let's start with understanding your market, right? Every market's different, and a lot of the information that our consumers are relying on is national information and not so much hyper local to your market. So understand and keep in touch with what's going on in your market. One of the things that's come up for a lot of listing agents is how to price properties, or any agent that's going on a listing appointment, how to price properties, which is a little tricky because previously in the last 2 years, your comps are very hard to interpret because, hey, homes are selling for 500, 500, 515, but then you have an outlier that's selling at 550 because someone paid 40 grand above the price, right? So it's hard to really interpret that, but you guys have to really take some time in analyzing the data, and you can't price homes based on what's happened in the last 2 years. We don't see the trends that's going to continue. So you have to price homes based on the market we're going into and the market we're currently in, right? So a lot of the things that were happening, 40, 50, 60 grand appraisal waivers, has really cooled off, at least in the markets that we are here in Cranford. I can't talk about the entire state. And of course, there are some outliers, whether it's a new construction, renovated property, or something that's the right home for everyone. So understanding that that's not happening the way it used to and what the new market trends are very important when pricing your homes. Also, understanding that now more than ever, since the last 2 years, you're going to see a lot more back on the markets. You're going to see a lot higher days on market, right? Homes are starting to sit a little longer, and that's caused a lot more price reductions, which for the last 2 years, we haven't had a lot of price reductions because homes get listed, multiple offers, they're selling well above the list price. So you guys need to really take that data and give your clients the full picture of the market. They're reading national information or hearing it from the news, and they think that everything applies to every market here in New Jersey. Every city, every county has different market trends. Sometimes it's kind of consistent, but what happens in one area 3 towns over may have different demand, different trends, different strategy to market properties. So once you can give your clients the full picture of what's going on in the market, that will lead to faster sales. People will make decisions when they understand what their options are and what's going on in the market versus writing a check for $500,000 or $750,000 without having all the knowledge. So make sure you guys are giving your clients a full picture, and that will definitely help. 2, no one wants to be sold. No one wants to be sold. So the more information you can give, the better. And this is a time with the market shift where you need to take more of an educational and consultative approach to working with your clients. Why? Because there's a lot of noise. Do we agree? Those in the room?
Yes.
Okay. There is a lot of noise out there, right? And there's a lot of mixed messages and there's a lot of confusion. Buyers think that overnight it's shifted to a buyer's market and now they are in the driver's seat. If the shift doesn't happen overnight, is it leaning more back to a normal supply and demand, normalized market? Yes. Are we there yet where the buyers aren't paying over at list? No, we're not there, right? But they're hearing that it's cooling off. It's not a seller's market, and they're approaching deals that way. So now more than ever, you have to hold their hand through the process. You have to educate them. If you educate them, you don't have to sell. And again, no one wants to be sold. So this is where you got to take time and walk your buyers through the process, what's going on, give them the full picture of the market, and that will lead to faster sales. If you don't do this, a lot of buyers have just frozen. They've not panicked, but they've frozen. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to buy the house for $450, and in 6 months it's going to be down to $425. When they see price reductions, they say, wait, let's see how low it goes. Maybe they'll drop again. So they want to wait on the sideline. And this is why it's so important, going back to point one, is to price the homes accurately, interpret the data, deliver that to your sellers, because if they price it right, they don't have to get into price reductions, which are not going to help. Because once a buyer sees a 20 grand cut, hey, maybe they'll do another one and another one and another one, and that causes them to pause and wait to see. So you guys also on the buyer side need to give them the full picture of the market. This is not 2008. And it doesn't mean because it's shifting, the prices are going to go down and there's a crash. Explain everything to them, and that will help them get over the goal line and comfortable with writing that check for $500,000 or $750,000. So very, very important to give your buyers the full picture, walk them through, be consultative, and educate them. We have plenty of stats, right? There was a graphic I shared where the average interest rate for the last 30 years was 7.78. 7.78. So when a buyer is complaining about 6%, that's still well below the national average for the last 30 years. Also, 6% is still well below the 100% interest rate of renting. So educate them, right? People think 6% is high, but when they look at the national average for the last 30 years, they realize it's not. People think 6% is high, but then they realize 100% of rent, your interest rate at renting is 100%. Then they recalculate, maybe 6% is not so bad, right? But it's educating them now more than ever and not selling. And last but not least, last thing I want to talk about today is seizing an opportunity. Market shifts are a great, great, great opportunity. Can anyone in here guess why or tell us why? Okay.
Well, in this particular case, I tell my buyers, you have a better opportunity now than you did 3 to 6 months ago, because 3 to 6 months ago, we were having open house around the corner, lines, 40, 50 offers, people giving their firstborn, like the offers were incredible. Yep. So now we have the opportunity to actually have a fighting chance a little bit more.
Absolutely. So you're strong. It's less competitive because some buyers are priced out. And tell them kudos to you. You're not priced out. Good job. But some buyers are priced out. Some buyers just have buyer fatigue, and it's been a year and a half and 35 to 50 offers. They give up. Right? Some buyers have had to renew their lease because they couldn't find something. There's a lot of reasons why it's opportunity. And for us agents, it's opportunity as well. Not just the buyers. For us agents, it's opportunity because a lot of agents are not going to last. There's been a spike of new agents that entered the business, right? We know the success rate is very, very slim, very, very slim that they're going to make it. So that creates opportunity for you guys. Some people are going to get out of the business. And you guys have heard us say this, there's only an inventory. There's only an inventory shortage if you don't have the inventory. Newer agents don't have your experience if you've been doing this. Newer agents don't have the Rolodex of sales and using that and leveraging that, right? So you guys are in a position where you can leverage your years of experience, leverage your sales, leverage your market knowledge, and go after the inventory. So now's the opportunity. If you can build your prospecting up and your follow-up game and maintain it, and be disciplined to make that part of your day-to-day routine, there lies an amazing opportunity. We know that in our industry, the norm is that agents are not great at following them, right? That's just the reality. So if you can figure out, hey, I like to do this. I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to commit to this every day. Don't do things or don't really put in your business plan things that you're not going to really do and enjoy, because you're not going to do it. If you do not like cold calling, and you say, I'm going to cold call every day for an hour, you're going to try it, you're not going to be consistent, and you're not going to get results. Figure out what you like to do prospecting wise, what you're willing to do, and what you can commit to doing, and then do it. Implement it. Be disciplined to make sure you do it every single day that you're working. And that lies the opportunity, because there's still plenty of inventory out there. There's still new listings that come up every day. There's still outside going in and grabbing some of the business because we're not following up. Now more than ever, as the phones ring less, you need to prospect more. The other side of that is you need to follow up more. Even if you're not going to go outbound, cold call, door knock, mail, do ads, all right, follow up with all your past clients, follow up with all your past leads. There's another great opportunity that we don't seize enough of. So in this shift, our phones will ring less, right? 2 years ago, right when we realized, okay, we can maneuver and start showing homes again, our phones blew up. Everyone was looking to move. Everyone wanted more space. The influx of New Yorkers getting into Jersey really upticked, right? Tabby's one of them. You moved from Brooklyn to New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
And our phones were just ringing off the hook. But now we're back to what's going to be a normal market, whatever that's going to look like, or stabilize, where the demand is not as spiked because of obviously what was going on. And that means we have to get back to the sales associate title, which starts with sales, right? And sales means you need to go prospect, follow up, and do the sales activities. So there is opportunity here. Don't get discouraged by the term shift in the market. To me, it just means opportunity in the market. But you got to focus on that. Past clients, intentional referrals, and try to meet people. It's a people business. It's always going to be a people business. Technology is not going to outsource the people part. It hasn't, right? And there's been all this disruption in other industries by technology. Real estate's going to be a people business. Why? Because it's so emotional, right? And you can't get a bot or technology to really replace that emotion and walk people through the ups and downs and the roller coasters of a transaction, period. But you can't be the silent agent. And what I mean by intentional referrals is be intentional of asking for the business and letting people know you need referrals, not just, I'm an agent, here's my business card, here's a post. Have conversations with people. Make it intentional. Turn your prospecting into referral generation, of trying to generate referrals from people you know. That's another way to prospect. Have conversations, explain to them that you live off their referrals, not just because you're at RE/MAX, you get tons of business. It's actually person by person and referrals. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, the market shift and how to head into it. And hopefully this helps with your mindset, and a couple of little action points. Seize the opportunity because it's an opportunity. Don't sell, educate your clients, and understand your markets. Because the more you understand it and the more you can give buyers and sellers the full picture, the more sales and transactions you have. Any questions from those in here? I'm going to check online. Feedback, questions?
I'm just ready to prospect.
Get ready to prospect.
Exactly.
Exactly. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll see you guys next Tuesday.